does that mean?
That our Insight is our brand for the research that we do. We work with pension funds, we work with governments, county governments, state governments, in measuring how effective their programs are when they take county or state funds and apply them to investing in communities.
Okay.
So that's more of a research function where we can take learnings that we have from our research and share them with other states and with other countries.
So now let's switch hats. Opportunity Fund, you're on their board?
Yeah, well, I'm on the Leadership Council, which
Okay.
is the advisory board at Opportunity Fund. But I've known Eric Weaver, the executive director, for 15 years, and we've sort of built these two organizations together, Pacific Community Ventures and Opportunity Fund. And Opportunity Fund is really the specialist. They're the second largest micro lender in the United States now. Mm-hmm. They're the largest in California, and they're the ones that specialize in the micro loans from $500 to $100,000.
And that's where you got your loan.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So can you talk about the process for you, what that
Sure.
was like?
Well, you asked in putting the business together, we went about and made our business plan and made a great business plan and shopped it around to commercial lenders. And I was told that one commercial lender was not interested in any loans less than $100,000. Another commercial lender was not interested in any loans for less than $250,000. Mm-hmm. And I didn't need that.
Yeah, I wish I had that problem, right?
And then my father, he said, Susan, it's an old Mark Twain saying that everyone will loan you money as soon as you don't need it. So it's that startup that's really, really critical. And although I had bootstrapped and got friends and family, which is the advice that banks give you, ask your friends and family. Very helpful, thank you.
Yeah, right. You need to be talking to this guy next to you.
So, as my business has grown, and it's time to expand, and in a good way, we need to hire some people. And so we developed a relationship with Opportunity Fund, and we've gotten our first loan from Opportunity Fund, and they were really much more personable to deal with, definitely understood the impact they could have, and wanted to do it. And we really didn't need to borrow that much money, but it helps a lot. Some things about my business and our industry that make the sales cycles really long. So in some ways, we just need a simple line of credit too. So that really helps in those situations to keep us functioning into the next year.
We have a graphic that talks about microloans, and you've explained that about entrepreneurs. But I think the thing that caught my ear was exactly what Susan said. They may not necessarily qualify at a bank, and so do you want to describe, and you can see it there on your screen here, and because this is about creating jobs and boosting the economy. So can you just, go ahead.
I just want to interrupt that, a lot of people embarking on this process think that the small business loan is going to be for them, but it's through these commercial lenders that still offer small business loans. So they can't go lower than $100,000 either, even though it's supported by the federal government. Am I right in saying that? So.
Yeah, small business loans are when the banks do them at $100,000 and up because that's what they can do profitably.
Right.
Opportunity Fund and Pacific Community Ventures are both nonprofit organizations, so we're able to go lower than that, and that's part of our mission, to go lower than that, to help underserved communities with where they need the help the most.
Right. And so can you tell folks a little bit about the kinds of businesses that you've been able to help advise, or Opportunity Fund has been able to fund? Because I think it would give them the scope of the different levels of what we're talking about here.
Opportunity Fund has done micro-lending from everything from landscape companies, restaurants, coffee shops, small manufacturing, cleaning services, services like Susan's for travel. We basically do loans across the gamut of industries. So there's really no limitation to what we do.
You know what I love about this is because when you were talking, in my mind, I'm thinking of the television show Shark Tank. And I'm thinking, this is like our answer. People don't have to go before that panel. You know what I'm saying? But that's really cool because you are supporting businesses, and that's exactly what you see is people pitching their idea, the businesses, and trying to grow and expand. And so here you are, this resources guy that's right here local, who has come back and said, this is what we need to do for our community. So I love that very much.
Well, I want to emphasize that we are looking for good businesses too.
Right.
We're not just trying to hand out money. We're trying to really grow businesses and back good entrepreneurs like Susan.
Right.
But I think where we're different is that we will deal with people that are not bankable sometimes. Let's say they have a home foreclosure. That's not a disqualification for us, whereas it is a disqualification for banks. We don't just look at your FICO score. Sometimes that will be low because you've had something like a home foreclosure. But we know that you've consistently paid your bills for the last, 5 years. So why wouldn't you continue to pay your bills? Some, particularly in the Hispanic community, might be worried about legal immigration status. We don't look at that either. So we are much more approachable, and Opportunity Fund really goes out of its way to make sure that the loan process is simple, that not a lot of documentation is involved, but we do want good entrepreneurs and real businesses.
Okay, why don't we take a break on that note? So we're going to take a break. As we go to the break, again, we have more information that we're going to put up on your screen, and then we'll come back and wrap up. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back.
Feedback at 5.